Hello again, welcome to another edition of CropLife Retail Week. Paul Schrimpf with Eric Sfiligoj again. You know, we're sorry if you've missed us on Saturdays. We had some technical difficulties.
Yeah, I
with
wondered.
the
I didn't
sends
see
of
my
the
video on Saturday.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was pretty upset, and then my wife was upset because I was upset, and I ruined my own breakfast because it wasn't there, and she's like,
Okay, so that's why it was in
What the
our
heck?
Wednesday send. Okay, now I get it. All right.
so yeah. So hopefully y'all caught up. If not, you can go to the YouTube channel and pick them up if you're really dying to hear what we had to say, especially about ARA, because we did have some interesting takes on it.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'm sorry.
It was so long ago.
It's so long ago.
So we talk about your travel first, because I know you were at the Koch just a couple days ago.
Yes. Koch had an event in Bloomington, Illinois. Thanks to the friends at Koch and Swanson Russell for putting it together and inviting me to take part. They were previewing, Paul, their new end stabilization product, Centralo, which is going to be available here in 2019. I guess the kind of key takeaways is it is a product that can be used for anhydrous or UAN. It is stable up to -9 degrees Fahrenheit, so you can basically apply it even when it gets below freezing. And I guess it's not corrosive as some other end stabilizers tend to be, so that means it can be actually transported in a plastic mini bulk. Doesn't need to be put in stainless steel to stay good. So there's your takeaways on my event with Koch, but there'll be more in the February edition of CropLife come 2019.
And if you're lucky enough to get the Commodity Classics, and some of you are, probably will see some of the marketing on that coming out. But yeah, another nitrogen product. I mean, the more the better in terms of management, I suppose.
Amen. Yes.
That's good.
So what have you been following here in the office while I've been gone?
Yes, because you have been gone all week. So, see, we heard obviously the Farm Bill is working its way
Senate,
through.
yeah.
It's working its way through, and by most accounts, I think some accounts there were some missed opportunities with the bill, but I think overall, I mean, no one's terribly unhappy about what we're seeing. I saw a little bit of Twitter discussed about the cost of the Farm Bill in terms of the total monies that are getting put into it, and being kind of what the industry needs, in terms of guarantees and support. But by the same token, it's food security and so forth, things that we want, the things that we want in those bills continue to be a positive. Waters of the U.S. That regulation got some clarity that agriculture's been looking for, so that was real positive this week in terms of regulations.
Yeah, and I saw we had another consolidation in the precision ag side of the business as well.
Yeah, there was our friends at Raven just sent out a release about purchasing AgSync, which has been a very popular, honestly, under the radar sort of logistics program. So pairing that up with Slingshot and some of the tools that Raven has, I think it's a great move for Raven. I mean, and it's interesting, some of these tools are getting kind of picked off. Some of the smaller, like Ag Solver going to EFC, and Agrible going to Nutrien.
Right.
I think those are tools that have been worked on for quite some time and that have proven to work, and we're seeing some of the larger manufacturers and larger retailers and so forth looking to integrate some of these capabilities. So it's interesting to see that moving forward. That's good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, stuff going on here at the holidays. Who would have thunk it? So
yeah, and then today you were actually in the control room an hour ago, just doing the webinar.
yeah, actually, our October issue of CropLife, we looked at the state of ag retail distribution, and as a follow-up to that, our friends at Helm sponsored a webinar today where we had John Oster and Mark Washak from Ag One Source, basically talking about market trends when it comes to ag retail distribution. And of course, Mark's wheelhouse is about employment, so he was talking about recruiting, finding, and keeping good employees. So if you wanted if you weren't able to take part of that webinar today, it'll be online, archived here within the next day or two. So if you're interested, drop us a line and we will send you the link that everyone who attended the webinar has as well.
Very cool. So
Yeah.
I have to come correct now because I did something really stupid a couple of videos ago. So
yes.
so I had this thing, and I was actually drinking coffee out of it.
I remember.
Assuming it was some sort of a beverage receptacle.
Yeah,
Well,
I
it
remember we
was.
were questioning what it was exactly.
Yeah, so one of the other guys that was on the panel with me sent me an email. I was emailing exchange. He says, "Why were you drinking coffee out of a Koozie?" And I'm like, "That's a Koozie? You've got to be kidding me!" So I went out and I put a pop can in it, and sure enough, it's a Koozie.
It's a Koozie.
So,
Okay. Yeah. See, I never saw a steel one before. Any Koozie. I've gotten hundreds of Koozies in the last 30 years of ag journalism, but they're always styrofoam. They fold neatly into my bag or my luggage as I'm coming home. And never had a metal one, so that's new.
It's keeping this cold, I gotta say. I give this a ringing endorsement. Very nice.
All right.
So next week is Christmas week. We have we'll pass for a special Christmas show, which could include a special guest and a special surprise. We can't say for sure, but it could.
That's because we're not quite sure when it's arriving in the mail, potentially.
If it is arriving.
If it is arriving. If anything's arriving.
It won't be the mail. It'll be Santa. It's just a matter of whether we've been good enough on the videos to have achieved a gift. And
coal.
God,
We're getting coal. I can smell the coal now.
It might be a sack of coal, or it could be something really cool. We're not sure. Anyway, you'll be the first to see.
All right.
So that's it for this edition of CropLife Retail Weekend. We'll see you next week.